I'm Ben Vallier, CEO at the Iowa Clinic. We are the proud presenting sponsor of the Des Moines Zero Prostate Cancer Run Walk.
I'm Michael Burnett, the COO for Kansas City Urology Care, and we are the proud presenting sponsor of the Kansas City Zero Prostate Cancer Run Walk.
The difficult decision was made earlier this year to move all of Zero Run Walks to a virtual format. This was done to ensure the health and safety of prostate cancer patients, survivors, and their loved ones during this unprecedented time of COVID-19.
Since we couldn't gather in person in our prospective cities, we decided to team up and combine both races into one big Midwest virtual celebration. We're supporting the prostate cancer community and celebrating survivors and their caregivers virtually.
Prostate cancer isn't taking a break during this crazy time, and neither will we. Zero and their partners are here for you.
Working together, we truly are Zero Strong.
Patients, caregivers, families, and fundraisers have come together for one common purpose: to stand with the brave men battling prostate cancer during these unprecedented times. Together, we are survivors. Together, we support prostate cancer patients during COVID-19, and together, we are Zero Strong. Please join us for the Zero Prostate Cancer Run Walk celebration, coming to you virtually from the Midwest.
Well, hello, everyone. I am Lou Seipel from Iowa Live on CW Iowa 23 in Des Moines, Iowa.
Hello, Des Moines. Lou, how are you? I'm John Holt, and I'm in Kansas City, the metro area here with Fox 4 Kansas City. Excited to be once again a part of this Zero Prostate 5K Run Walk virtual style this year, Lou.
Yeah, how about that? But now, before we tell you about all the incredible people that you're going to meet today, I want to make sure we thank our host sponsor, Kansas City Urology Care and the Iowa Clinic.
Yeah, Lou, big thanks to our sponsors. Could not do it without them. And you know, this event is really all about not just men, but women too. We want the women in men's lives to remind them to get tested, to take this disease very seriously, and to help us share their stories. We have a couple of stage 4 prostate cancer survivors who are truly Zero Strong. Dick Lockenmeyer and Cesar Blevins are going to speak to us today.
I know fundraising, John, you know this as well as anybody, is a family affair, especially for the Schmidts. And how they're getting creative for Zero, well, we're going to learn about that just ahead in our Bold for Blue Spotlight. Plus, we'll look at how the Iowa Clinic and Kansas City Urology Care have come together during COVID-19 to support prostate cancer patients all across the Midwest.
Coming together just like Lou and John here as we bring you this virtual Zero Prostate 5K Run Walk, truly a family affair. Before we go any farther, though, we have to thank our premier partner, AbbVie. Let's hear from them.
Hello. We are so excited to be here to represent AbbVie. All of us at AbbVie realize it is such a great honor to be a premier partner of the Zero Prostate Cancer Run Walk series. We are Zero Strong.
It is truly important for us to be a part of this series to help men battling prostate cancer and to fight for an end to this disease. We are here to support the patients, the survivors, the caregivers, the friends, and the family members that are here today and across the series. We are Zero Strong.
Special thanks to the Iowa Clinic and Kansas City Urology Care for dedicating all their time and effort to help prostate cancer patients as well. We are Zero Strong.
Again, big thanks to AbbVie for their support. Time now to meet our mission speakers today, including a guy I have gotten to know over the years being involved in the Kansas City Metro Zero Prostate 5K Run Walk. And that's a guy by the name of Cesar Blevins, also known as the Bounty Hunter. One thing about Cesar, he's not afraid to share his story, both in person, and he's very active on social media too. He's a stage 4 prostate cancer survivor, recently been through some more treatments. Please say hello and thank you to Cesar Blevins.
Hello, friends. My name is Cesar Blevins. I'm from Kansas City, Missouri. I'm an 11-year survivor of stage 4 metastatic prostate cancer, and I'm an African-American male. I am also the co-founder of the Prostate Network here in Kansas City, bringing support and awareness to families in the surrounding areas. This year, we were blessed, the Prostate Network here in Kansas City, to get a grant with Zero, and we used it for materials to enhance our meetings and awareness in the Kansas City community. We've hooked arms with Zero for this Midwest 5K run to team up to put an end to prostate cancer. Men, my message to all of you is go to the doctor, get your PSA exam, get checked. You have family, you have friends, you have people who love you. Let's be proactive instead of reactive. My African-American brothers especially go because we get diagnosed with the most aggressive form of prostate cancer. So remember, in order to progress, you have to process. We're united together, we're stronger together. Stay strong, stay steady. Let's do this.
Now, our Des Moines mission speaker is Dick Lockenmeyer, who is planning on doing all the normal things you do when you retire. You know what I'm talking about: rest, travel, spend time with family and friends. But about a month into his retirement, he got the news that no guy ever wants to hear: stage 4 prostate cancer. Now, we caught up with Dick earlier this year at the Zero Prostate Cancer Summit. This is in Washington, D.C.
I remember I was in the hospital and the doctor said, "You have stage 4 prostate cancer. We can't cure it. We can treat you, but we can't cure you." I spent some time in the hospital. I went from 155 pounds to 115 pounds. Then he said, "We have a new drug that's been out for a while. Would you like to try it?" What do I have to lose? This funding, they give this funding to high-risk research, and they push things through rapidly. Instead of taking 10 years to discover a drug, they'll get it out quick for clinical testing. Men like me, we don't have much time. I mean, if we're stage 4, we have to have it now. And when the doctor told me, he said, "I can't even tell you how long you have." And this funding, the direct result are these drugs that can help us live. I have 2 grown boys. One lives in Iowa where I live, one lives here in Alexandria. I have 2 grandsons from them in Iowa, so they're all at high risk for prostate cancer because my father had prostate cancer. You know, the thought of being able to help more men to get the funding so we can have research to fight this disease. And I know somebody said, "What are your odds of getting prostate cancer?" If you have a prostate, you have the odds of getting it. And that's where I want to, I've stopped and talked to strangers and told them, you know, just strike up a conversation and ask, have you had your PSA checked? And if your father had it, you know, you're at high risk, you need to go. So it makes me feel wonderful.
Big thanks to Dick and Caesar for sharing their stories. It's always better when it comes from a survivor, Lou, no question about that. And if we were together at our respective events in Des Moines and here in Kansas City, those survivors would be wearing gray hats and their caretakers would have special sashes. We want to recognize and thank our caretakers too.
Right. And you know what else they would have, John? They would have the right footwear on too. So what do you have? I have my Chucks ready to go. What about yourself?
Oh, I've got my hush puppies. No.
Just a different style of running shoe.
You know what? These are more walking than running shoes. I agree. I don't know about you.
We are going to pick back up on the tradition next year. We know about that. But today, as we come together virtually, want to hand things over to our National Run Walk spokesperson, Jimmy Charles, for our Survivor ceremony.
This is where it all began with me. My journey with zero, the end of prostate cancer, going all across the country. This is a survivor song. It's their story. I wrote it with my buddy Goose Gossett and prostate cancer survivor. And now one of my very, very good friends, Mr. Phil Sholcomb, helped me write this song. You know, we've been taught since we're little kids, like Charleston, to be superheroes, but the fact is none of us are. And I know we don't like to get checked. And no, as men, we feel like we need to handle things on our own and not ask for help and embrace the love that's all around us. But none of us are Superman. So if you're a man, I say over 40, make sure you're at least getting your PSA levels checked. Get checked. Know your numbers. And if you are diagnosed, there's a whole lot of love around you. This is your song. Hats off to you, survivors and caretakers. Superman. I'm up every morning, the shape of my life. I'm everything to my 3 kids, a lover to my wife. Still run 5 miles when I get home to pick up at the Y. So why's this doctor telling me should be scared for my life? And I didn't want to come here, swear I'm feeling fine. You say I got cancer, man, I say you lost your mind. It's the hardest thing I'll ever do is swallow my pride. Face the truth, go through hell, feel the fear, praise the Lord that I'm still here. 'Cause I still got more miles here on this road. I'm here to help you all to understand that you can't fight this battle on your own. You ain't Superman. I struggled through the treatment, fought hard through the pain. There were days where I would give up hope and give God all the blame, till I thought of all I had to lose. I saw my family. Then it finally all hit home. This wasn't about me. It's the hardest thing I'll ever do is swallow my pride. Face the truth through well, feel the fear, praise the Lord that I'm still here. 'Cause I still got more miles here on this road. And I'm here to help you all understand that you can't fight this battle on your own. 'Cause you ain't Superman. To everyone who's had to lose, to every man that wears the blue, every guy that's scared to know, I'll tell you, you are not alone. I'm talking to you right there. Every survivor out there, you are not alone. We are right by your side till you beat this thing. 'Cause it's the hardest thing you'll ever do is swallow your pride. You face the truth, you go through hell, you feel the fear, but if you press on, you'll still be here. 'Cause you still got more miles here on this road, brother. And I hope and I pray that you can understand. Brother, you don't have to fight this battle on your own. 'Cause no one's Superman. All right, Caesar. All right, Mark Smith. Steve Henson. All you survivors out there, I love you. No one's Superman. Yeah. Yeah, where it all started for me. God bless you guys. Let's hang tight. Let's come back stronger. I can't wait to see you next year. So stay in shape, stay healthy, and know that I love you.
Although our world is always changing, one thing never changes at the Iowa Clinic.
Our belief that at the core of exceptional healthcare is dedication
and experience,
safety, compassion,
and innovation.
And even though things may look a little different,
your care will never feel different at the Iowa Clinic.
Dedicating our lives
to taking care of yours.
Since its inception, Zero's Prostate Cancer Run Walk series has worked to promote awareness for prostate cancer and educate men about their risk. So we've asked 5 doctors from our sponsoring practices to answer some valuable questions about prostate cancer and its treatment options.
Gleason score, I'll start with Gleason score, because Gleason score is actually a grading system. And there are a couple of different grading systems that doctors use. A grading system essentially means to the patient, how mean does this cancer look under the microscope? The meaner the cancer, meaning perhaps the more aggressive the cancer, the more greater the likelihood of it spreading either locally in the area of the pelvis or to distant organs. So grade is how mean does it look? That is first and foremost. Stage is where has it gone? Stage 1 cancers are non-palpable. Doctors can't feel them. They're detected on the basis of the PSA. Stage 2, 3, and 4 are varying degrees of extension of the cancer from inside the gland only to outside the gland to elsewhere in the body.
I'd be happy to review some of the risk factors for men who are at an increased risk for prostate cancer. And those include primarily family history, and that's one of the biggest risk factors that we see with a first-degree relative. So if there is a patient whose father's been diagnosed with prostate cancer or has a brother with prostate cancer, then we definitely want to make sure those men are getting screened. Now, from an age standpoint, with maturity, as men age, they end up being at a higher risk for prostate cancer as well. We are seeing still a lot of Vietnam veterans with Agent Orange exposure, and that is a known risk factor for prostate cancer. One of the other ones that's a little less spoken about is obesity. We do see men who tend to be more obese have a higher risk of prostate cancer and a more aggressive prostate cancer.
I think immunotherapy is exploding in all aspects of cancer care. Specific to prostate cancer, immunotherapy is in different forms. One of them is trying to take the patient's own immune system and try to fight the cancer. For example, we can remove patients' white cells, stimulate them, put them back into the body, and it's personalized to them. It's called a dendritic cell vaccine. And those patients have longer survival if we can get that done early on. Very effective and new clinical trial data supporting that. So we find patients early and treat them. And then you have this whole immuno-oncology drugs, which are using different targets immune system. So it tend to block certain areas. And they come under the group of immuno-oncology, but they're given IV. They're very well tolerated, and patients can take this for long term with very significant, durable, what we call remissions or responses. So overall, I'd say the immuno-oncology area is exploding.
Of course, that's a very broad question, and I think you can have a very broad answer. Since over the last 20 to 25 years that I've been in the field of radiation oncology, there's been kind of a continual evolution of technologic advancements with engineering and computer science, and what has happened in general is that precision and accuracy of radiation delivery has continuously improved as a result of those things. The idea really is we want to be able to target the prostate as accurately and as precisely as possible and have as little as possible collateral exposure to other normal tissues in the area. And the technological advances have allowed us to do that. There's a lot of different types of external beam and brachytherapy treatments that are available, but the common denominator in a lot of this is, again, precision and accuracy, maximizing exposure to the prostate, minimizing exposure to normal tissues. And so the technologies to do that have certainly evolved, both in terms of engineering with the linear accelerator and also computer software technology, image fusion and registration. There's been a lot of things that go into that. The other big advance is what's called image guidance, or sometimes referred to as IGRT. Image-guided radiation therapy, what that really means is that we use imaging in the treatment room to verify precisely and accurately the position of the patient, and in this case, the position of the prostate, so that we know it's being targeted exactly.
So when I have a man with newly diagnosed prostate cancer and we need to decide on a treatment between surgery and radiation, there are several factors that I discuss with them. And that includes the aggressiveness of their prostate cancer. We also talk about prior surgeries or procedures they've had before. It also weighs in on their age, because that will have an impact on their recovery. We'll look at the number of health challenges or medical conditions that may affect their ability to heal from surgery, and their overall life expectancy can also play a role in helping decide surgery versus radiation.
Active surveillance is active, and watchful waiting is passive. So what does that mean? So with active surveillance, what we do is we follow the patient actively. And what that means is that we get a PSA, we check a PSA every 6 months. We do a repeat biopsy 1 year after the initial diagnosis of prostate cancer. Then we continue to do PSAs every 6 months after that, and do repeat prostate biopsies every 2 to 3 years after the 1 year repeat biopsy. So it really is active. We are following the patient every 6 months, seeing them in the office, reviewing their chart, reviewing their PSA, reviewing their diagnosis. Whereas with watchful waiting, we're not doing PSAs, we're not doing biopsies. Hopefully we're having the patient come back to see us in the office periodically, but with watchful waiting, it's much more passive. We're waiting until the patient either changes their mind on their treatment choice, which is no treatment, or the patient becomes symptomatic.
Hello again, everyone. I hope you're enjoying our virtual run walk, coming to you from America's heartland. I want to take a moment to thank all of our partners who have made this virtual event possible. First up, we have to thank our amazing host partners, Kansas City Urology Care and the Iowa Clinic. Next up, thank you to our Kansas City and Des Moines partners. Special shout outs to Amgen, BK Ultrasound, Exact Sciences, Dendreon, Janssen Oncology, Blue Earth Diagnostics, Fox 4, Intercom Communications, the Prostate Cancer Network, Urology Center of Iowa, Broadlawns, Iowa Radiology, Farm Bureau Financial Services, John Stoddard Cancer Center and Unity Point Health, Stu Hansen, Iowa Pork Producers Association, Airport Signs and Graphics, Bindery One, Marriott, and Sunrise Promotions. And shout outs to our national partners, Astellas, Pfizer Oncology, Bayer, Tolmar, Fixincontinence.com, edcure.org, Spaceor Hydrogel. And thank you to AbbVie, our premier national partner. Thanks to everyone for making today's virtual celebration possible. I'm so excited to be joined by 4 amazing people who are very passionate about Zero's mission. So passionate that they fundraise year after year so that prostate cancer patients, especially now during COVID-19, can have access to Zero's much needed patient programs. Hi, everybody, and welcome.
Hi.
Hi.
Well, I'm so happy you guys are here. I met you guys last year at the Des Moines Run Walk event at the Packet Pickup, where Mark introduced me to you guys, and I got to hear all of the great things that you guys have done in the past. So you guys have been participating in the Des Moines Run Walk for the past couple of years. Can you tell us what inspired you to get involved with Zero? Mike, you have I know that your father, right, had prostate cancer?
Yes, my father was diagnosed in 2010 and died September of 2014. So we became aware of Zero driving down the street. One of the neighbors had a yard sign, and the run walk in 2015 was the 1-year anniversary of my dad's death. So we didn't that year, but put it on the calendar and came back the next year, and we've been there every year since.
And now you two, Alice and Samantha, you guys have kind of been the brains behind your team's fundraising. You guys have raised quite a bit of money for Zero. You guys have gotten very creative in the ways that you've raised money. Can you tell us the different things that you've done for Zero and for your team to fundraise?
So I think it was the first year or second year, I don't remember, we did a bake sale at church. Then what did we do last year?
A garage sale.
A garage sale. And now, how do you guys decide to do those things?
We just things that we wanted to do, just that we've been having on our bucket list, and we just decided to do them.
And why was it so important to you guys to figure out something to raise money for Zero?
Because as he said, our grandpa died of it, so we wanted to help other people that have the chance to try to fight it.
Now, we also have Mark Good with us. Everyone knows who Mark Good is. He's a Zero champion and the race director for the Zero Prostate Cancer Run Walk in Des Moines. Mark, how did you loop up with the Schmidt family?
I was at the packet pickup, and one of the volunteers came up and said, a family want to come talk to you. And I'm like, oh, what do we do? And in walked Allison, and Samantha was just a baby, literally a baby at the time. And Jennifer and Mike walked in, and Allison walked up to me with an envelope full of money and said, I did a bake sale and my grandpa died of prostate cancer and I wanted to do something special, and this is what I did. And she handed me the money, and I was absolutely floored. And she's been my best friend ever since. Irrespective of the money, it's what she did and why she did it is what's important.
Well, thank you guys so much for joining us today for this Midwest virtual celebration. We wanted to highlight you guys because you guys have just inspired Mark. And then when I met you guys last year at the race, I was just so impressed with you gals and just the passion that you guys had for raising money for Zero and helping other families. We can't thank you guys enough for being Zero champions and being Zero strong. We also look forward to seeing everyone at the Run Walk each year, but in this new virtual world, we are so lucky for technology like this so that we can all still connect.
Check out our virtual exhibit hall to learn more about our partners. Our partners play a crucial role in the success of the Zero Prostate Cancer Run Walk celebration. Their commitment makes direct support for men and their families possible, both in your community and across the U.S.
Well, I think once you get that initial diagnosis, it's important to talk to somebody who's been through it. What I like to do is talk with them person to person and really get a feel for what they're going through and help them navigate the next steps of treatment. So I think it's important to really talk to someone who's been there, who's done it. People trust the Zero champions. And I think what it does is it creates a level of comfort that they can ask the tough questions and not feel ashamed about asking. And I think the mentors will be honest enough and also show a side of compassion because they've been in the shoes of this person. So I think that helps out tremendously.
You know, John, we may not be together in person this year, but bringing our Des Moines and Kansas City run walks together for one virtual celebration, this has been pretty darn cool, hasn't it?
Not too bad. We've zoomed in together to help raise awareness and some money as well. Big thanks to all of you taking part, and big thanks to our Zero prostate heroes, the guys who've been willing to step up and share their stories. And thank you to all of you for posting your pictures. Obviously, the power of social media at work today.
Yeah, right. So from all of us here in Des Moines, Iowa,
and in the Kansas City Metro,
stay zero
strong.
Thank you for joining us for the Zero Prostate Cancer Run Walk celebration. And a special thanks to our premier partner, AbbVie. To learn more about the Zero champions you've met today, Zero's programs, and how you can fundraise to zero out prostate cancer, head over to ZEROcancer.run. We hope to see you all healthy and in person for our 2021 Run Walk. And stay zero strong.